All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I'm going to be your yoga instructor today. So, welcome to this Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. This is week 12. So, congratulations. You're almost out of the first trimester. It's a very, very exciting time. I want to welcome all the supporters who are here, whether you're a spouse, a partner, a fellow family member, maybe a little family member here to do some yoga with the expecting mother. So, welcome in. As you may know, if you've been following along with these series, these practices are meant to be mixed and matched. So, you don't only have to do this practice during week 12. Depending on your ability level and what you're looking for in your body, what the needs are, you can always substitute in other classes, just being mindful of where you're at with baby and how your body is doing. And with all that being said, keeping in mind your boundaries, notice where you're ready to extend into postures, where do you need to modify and come down to the mat, or perhaps find that center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water, something we're supposed to be drinking a lot of these days. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. Your legs can be crossed or they can be straight out in front of you. We're going to wiggle back and forth, rooting down into the sits bones here. And you can be up on a prop, like on a block, or simply down on the mat, whatever feels better for you. We're going to lengthen through the spine, reaching up through the crown of the head. We'll inhale, draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. One more time. Inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. Exhale as they drop back and down. Finding a comfortable spot for your hands, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. And we're going to actually start this practice with a breathing practice to help you connect with baby. So you're also welcome to have a hand on your belly, a hand on your chest if you'd like. You're welcome to close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or simply find an unmoving point and soften the gaze. So take a moment now and notice your breath just as it is. When you feel ready, take a nice, full, slow inhale here and breathe in all the love that you have for your baby. Then on the next exhale, breathe out all of the love that baby has for you. Inhale, breathe in awareness for baby. Exhale, breathe out baby's awareness for you. Inhale, breathe in beauty for baby. Exhale, breathe out baby's beauty for you. Inhale, breathe in courage for baby. Exhale, breathe out baby's courage for you. Inhale, breathe in creativity for baby. Exhale, breathe out baby's creativity for you. Inhale, determination for baby. Exhale, baby's determination for you. Inhale, breathe in love for baby. Exhale, breathe out baby's love for you. Taking a few more breaths here, breathing in whatever it is that you would like to offer and send to your baby. And then on the exhale, breathing out and sending out whatever it is that you would like baby to offer in return to you. On the next exhale here, you can release the hands down if you want or keep them where they are. And take a moment now to set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice full breath as you feel that inhale or feel that intention with your heart and your mind. And then exhale that breath out, set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Gently opening the eyes when you're ready. If you're seated on a prop, go ahead and move that prop out of the way and come down onto the mat. Again, legs can be straight or straight out and folded or straight out in front of you. We're going to inhale, sweep our arms wide, bring them up overhead, cast the gaze skyward, and then exhale, twist over to the left, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the body, curve your head around into a seated twist. Inhale, we return to center, arms go tall. Exhale, twisting over to the right, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the body, curve the head around into a seated twist. Inhale returns us to center, arms come tall. Exhale, twist us over to the left again, curving that nose around, bringing that twist all the way up into the cervical spine. Good. Inhale brings us back into center. Exhale twists us over to the right. One more time, curving the nose around. Excellent. And then inhale brings us back into center. Exhale, left hand drops down to the floor. Step your hand about a foot out to the left. And then exhale, lean over to the left. Reach through those right fingers, seated side bend. Taking a couple breaths here as you feel that lovely pull through the side body down into the right hip, opening through your ribs, staying lifted through the torso. Shoulders are stacked here. Bicep is over ear, top palm faces the floor. Good. Inhale brings us back into center. Right hand comes down, step it about a foot out to the right. Exhale leans us over to the right as we reach through those left fingers, seated side bend. So again, feel that pull through the side body, breathing deeply. Nice opening in that right hip, opening through the ribs here, pressing into that bottom hand, shoulders are stacked, bicep over the ear, not down in front here, and then top palm faces the floor. Excellent. Inhale, we come back into center. Both arms come tall, look up toward the sky, reach toward the sky. And then exhale, hands come down to the mat, roll over the knees or kick the feet out to the side. Let's come into a tabletop position. Hands are beneath the shoulders, knees are beneath the hips, tops of the feet come onto the floor. Inhale, we sink the belly, lift the head and the hips, come into cow. And then exhale, we press the mat away, sink the head and the hips, coming into cat. Inhale into cow, sink the belly, squeeze those shoulder blades, feel that pull through the throat as you look up toward the sky. Exhale into cat as you press the mat away, feel the shoulder blades separate and press into the knees and hands. Good. Inhale brings you into neutral. On the next inhale, go ahead and tuck those toes. And then on the exhale, lift your hips coming into a down dog. Now, this may be the first down dog of your day or your week. So let's go ahead and walk out the dog, bending one knee and then the other, opening up the backs of the legs here. Take a nice deep inhale, a nice deep exhale, nice full inhale, Exhale, come into stillness. Ground into your down dog. All 10 pads of your fingers gently grip the mat. Head is between the arms. Gaze toward the toes. Shrug the shoulders down onto the back. Press into the hands. Move the chest toward the thighs. Feel the heels reach toward the floor. They may or may not touch, but we're looking for that nice deep stretch of the back of the legs. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, drop down to the knees, untuck the toes. You may need to widen your knees slightly if you're accommodating a belly, if you're a little bit further along in your pregnancy. And then sink the hips back onto the heels, elongate the arms, forehead comes down to the floor for your child's pose. So take a moment, really reach those arms forward. We're getting a nice stretch through the back here into the hips. Taking a nice little rest here. Remembering with any yoga class, whether it's mine, someone else's, you can always come to a child's pose to rest, to recuperate, to catch your breath, whatever it is. So just keep in mind that child's pose is always accessible to you. It's also a gentle hip opener. And as you get further along in the pregnancy journey, it might be the one that is the most supportive for you, allows an easy opening of the hips without gravity doing too much pulling. Good. On the next inhale, come back up onto the hands and knees. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. On the following inhale, look up between the hands. Baby step those feet to the top of the mat. We'll come right into a halfway lift. So knees are slightly bent. Torso is parallel with the floor. Back is nice and flat. Shoulders are shrugged down. Hands are on thighs or shins. Gaze is toward the floor. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale, sink into your forward fold. Tuck the chin, look back between the legs. Good. Allow the arms to either hang limp. You can palm the mat or bring pinkies to either crooks of the elbows. You can nod the head yes. You can shake your head no. You can move your head in one direction and then in the other, loosening up the neck. Good. Allow the crown of the head to reach toward the floor. Knees are staying slightly bent. We're not locking out joints here. Feeling that lovely long stretch through the spine, the pulling of the spine down toward the floor. One more full breath. Exhale, release the arms, bend the knees generously, flatten the back, and then on the following inhale, sweep the arms wide, bring the arms all the way up overhead to touch, and then exhale, bring them down into heart center. Good. I'm going to turn to face you, but you can stay where you're at on your mat. We're going to come into mountain pose. So our feet are going to come beneath the hips. Knees are slightly bent. We're drawing up on the quads, tucking the tailbone slightly, engaging the core. Shoulders are shrugged down. Hands are to our sides. Palms are open. Chin is slightly tucked. We're reaching up through the crown of the head while we simultaneously reach down and ground through the feet here. Yeah. You can close the eyes if you'd like. And see if you can feel all four corners of your feet really ground down into the mat. It can be helpful to lift your toes, spread them wide, and then drop those toes back down, spread wide here, something we don't often do. Notice here how the body still gently moves, even when we're just quote unquote standing still. Imagine inhaling through the feet, drawing that breath all the way up through the crown of the head. And then inhale or exhale, draw that air in through the head and send it all the way down the body, out through the feet. Inhale through the feet, drawing the breath all the way up and out through the crown of the head. Exhale, draw that breath down through the crown of the head, through the body and out the feet. Lovely. Opening the eyes, releasing that posture. Great work. Now, as we come into pregnancy, I've noticed already my balance is starting to kind of go a little haywire. So we're going to practice our balance today. As we do, make sure that you have something nearby if you feel like you're extra wobbly, whether that's a wall, maybe a sturdy chair, or something else that's nice and sturdy. It could be a partner that just stands there and is not doing the posture, but you are able to hold on to, okay? So making sure that you're safe here. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this posture a little bit easier. And we're going to start by grounding down into our right foot. Our knee is slightly bent. We're then going to take our left knee and bend it and reach back with our left hand and grab our left foot. Press that knee down toward the floor. So now we're in seventh grade track stretch. This is a great quad stretch here. You're welcome to stay here. Your right hand can be on your hip at heart center, or if you'd like, you can inhale, sweep it up overhead, reaching toward the sky. Now, options are to stay here. I invite you to find an unmoving point in front of you and soften the gaze. You can stay here, or on the next exhale, you can start to lean forward, pressing foot into hand into foot, coming to a fuller expression of dancer. So notice where the body allows you to go. If you're in a fuller expression here, pressing foot into hand into foot, creating that dynamic tension between the leg and the arm here. Front arm is reaching out. It's helping with your balance here. Gaze is steady and soft. Let's take a nice deep inhale. Let the breath go. Notice the work happening in the bottom leg. Deep breath. Final breath here. You're doing great. Good. With control, inhale, lift back into center, release the hand from the foot, but bring that knee right into the chest. Wrap the hand or the hands around the knee, coming into this knee to chest pose. Now, if you have a bigger belly, you may not be able to get all the way in. That's totally okay. And just based on your anatomy, you may not be able to pull all the way in. I'm certainly not. Totally fine. So take a moment here, press that knee into the arms into the knee, or hands into the knee. Woo, we're feeling that burning in that bottom leg. This is great practice for tying your shoes with one leg as you get to the point where it's hard to bend over. Or maybe you don't have a stair, maybe you don't have a step to sit down on. Whoop. And if you come out of it, just gently find your way back in. Good. Let's take one more breath, bringing that knee as high up as you can get it. And then exhale, drop that foot back down. Great work. Shake out that leg. Woo, we're feeling the burn in that right leg. Maybe roll the ankle in one direction and then in the other. Great work. And then let's come on to the opposite side. So now we're going to ground down to that left foot here. And we're going to bend that right knee and go ahead and capture the right foot in the right hand. Press that knee down toward the floor, getting a gorgeous stretch to the front of that right leg here. Seventh grade track stretch, you can't beat it. You're welcome to stay here. Left hand can be on the hip, heart center, or you can inhale, sweep it tall, bring it up overhead. Now, you're welcome to stay right here. If you like, let's extend that posture. On the next exhale, slowly start to tip forward, pressing foot into hand into foot, coming into dancer. Find that unmoving point, soften the gaze, focus there. Breathing through this balanced posture here. Good. With control, inhale, come back into center, release the foot, draw the knee into the chest, wrap the hands around the knee, pull that knee in, coming into your standing knee to chest here. So practicing our balance for shoelace tying as we get further along in the pregnancy. Whoop. And if you find that you step out just like I did, go ahead, find your balance once again. Inhale your way back into the posture. Let's take a nice deep breath. Good. We're feeling that bottom leg burn. One more breath, really lifting that knee as high as you can get it. And then exhale, release. Great work here. Let's shake out. Woo, let's shake out that left leg. Woo, get a little bit of blood flowing there. Move that right ankle around or left ankle around in one direction, then in the other. Just release those muscles there. Woo, we're feeling it. Good. All right. And then coming to your mat, you may want to come kind of to the center of it here and step your feet. So half of your foot is on your mat, half of your foot is off. If you're on a round mat like me or just practicing on the floor, make sure your feet are just a little bit wider than your shoulders here. We're going to inhale as we sweep our arms tall, reach toward the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, sink all the way down to the floor here. Bring the elbows to the inside of the knees. press the hands together as you press those elbows to the inside of the knees, coming into garland. So sitting up nice and tall, shoulders shrugged down, pressing into those hands, opening up the hips. This is a great opener for pregnant ladies like myself, like you, hopefully practicing here. You can gently sway from side to side. If you're further along in the pregnancy and want some extra support, you can always place a block beneath the hips here and use that for support. Keeping in mind that after the first trimester, our ligaments, especially in the pelvis, really start to loosen to prepare to help us open up and welcome a baby and push it out of our bodies. So we want to be really gentle with how deep we're going into postures, not going too far so we don't pull any muscles, cause any straining, any injuries. So again, find your edge and then maybe pull back from it just a little bit so we're not injuring the body in any way. Good. Let's take another nice deep breath here. Let it go. And then on the following inhale, go ahead and release down onto the mat here. Great work. Now, we're going to do a little bit of boat pose here. It's important that we keep our core engaged, that we continue to take care of those muscles as we prepare to welcome a baby here. Just makes it a lot easier on our bodies. So, a couple different versions of boat. I'll demonstrate them and you choose the one that feels right for you. So, coming into a seat, these are in little mountain, soles of the feet are on the floor. We'll inhale, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, you can lean back here for boat. If you'd like extra support, hands can always be down on the floor or beneath the legs. You could lift one leg or the other for boat. You could lift both legs or come into high boat. And again, find that position for your hands that feels best for you. So whatever version of boat you are in, let's take a couple deep breaths here. Core is engaged, lifting through the torso, shoulders are shrugged down here, gaze is forward, trying not to crouch down, but instead stay nice and lifted here. Knees are coming close to one another. They don't have to touch, but we're not letting them fall open wide. We're feeling that work in the hip flexors here. Nice deep inhale. Exhale, drop those soles of the feet down to the floor. You may need to spread your knees wide depending on how much of a belly you have to compensate for here. We're going to wrap our arms around the legs, press the belly into the thighs, lift the gaze and the torso, coming into seated cow. And then exhale, hollow out the back and the belly, forehead down to the knees, coming into seated cat. Good. And inhale brings us into neutral. Great. We're going to come down onto our back. So if you need to grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket for final relaxation, now is your moment to do so. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice. Okay? So coming on down onto your back when you're ready, let's tuck the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the legs. And if you're further along in the pregnancy, this may or may not be accessible to you. That's totally okay. You can always just lay on your side already. Maybe rock from side to side, getting a little roly-poly action here if that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, coming into stillness. So drop those soles of the feet down to the floor. Few options for final relaxation. Knees can stay right here. Arms can come down to your sides. You can allow your knees to fall open wide, coming into reclined bound angle. Great hip opener here, very gentle. Again, being mindful of if you can be on your back at this stage of your pregnancy. You can extend one leg or the other for fallen tree or both legs for traditional final relaxation, and arms just find a comfortable spot, whatever that looks like for you. You are also welcome to just roll onto your side here. This is a great position. You can always use a prop like a block to place under the belly to help with some lift here. That could be a really nice little relief from that tension. You're also welcome to just come back into a seated posture and treat this final part of our practice like seated meditation. Totally up to you. So as you make your way into this final position, I invite you to start to settle in and tune in to your breath. Begin to notice how fast or slow your breath is, how deep or shallow it is. Noticing the quality of each breath, on your inhales, the quality of each breath on your exhales. Noticing the gentle rise and fall of your belly, the gentle rise and fall of your chest. And seeing if you can really tune into sensation as it moves in and out of the nose, up and down your throat. Allowing your attention to just gently rest here on the breath and really be curious about each and every movement as it comes. Now, if and when you find that your mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. Simply celebrate the moment you've noticed you've gone away, and then come back to the breath, come back to the inhales and the exhales. If it's helpful, perhaps incorporating a mantra to help you stay grounded and focused on your breath here. Inhale, I am. Exhale, steady. Inhale, I am. Exhale, steady. Remaining here with the breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments here today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I am watching the time and I most certainly respect yours. And I will let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go, and just rest right here. The feeling of loneliness is universal. There's often little real communication between ourselves and others. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Taking another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, move the arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with arm or hand beneath the head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take another deep inhale as you make your way on up into a seated position and we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, draw those shoulders forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on the knees, palms up or down, or in the lap. They can also be at heart center if you'd like. You're welcome to close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on Earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga and growing a tiny human. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this Yoga for Pregnancy series, week 12 yoga. I was so happy to be here with you. I hope you're feeling a little bit looser, a little bit more lovely in your body. Make sure to like and subscribe to Wild Blue Yonder Media if you enjoyed this practice. And if you know of another pregnant gal in your life, make sure to send her this practice or one of the other practices to support her on her own pregnancy journey. Additionally, you can check out Wild Blue Yonder Meditations anywhere you listen to podcasts. And this is a great place to get some meditations like that one we did at the beginning, that breathing practice to help you connect with your baby. I have longer versions of that, as well as other meditations, breathing practices, general mindfulness practices designed to help you just to be more at ease in your mind. Being pregnant is as much of a mind journey as it is a physical one. So make sure to check that out so you're really caring for your whole body, whole spirit, whole mind as you move through creating a new life here. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you in week 13, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Bye.